Semester Review Packet, Part 1. This is our review for Algebra 1A semester exam. Question number 1 says, the graph below indicates the attention span of a teenager as a function of the number of hours since the start of the school day. The domain of the function is 0 is less than or equal to t, which is less than or equal to 6. So t stands for time. The domain is all the x values. And we know that the x values goes from 0 to 6, and it's t for time. So it says, write the intervals of t on which a function is increasing, decreasing, and constant. Well, when we read this graph, we read the graph from left to right, we notice that the graph starts at 0, and it starts at decreasing because the graph is going down, and it goes down until 1.5. So that means it's decreasing on this interval. So it's going down, it's decreasing here. So decreasing, it's between 0 and 1.5. So t, time, between 0 and 1.5 is decreasing. So that's why I put it in a decreasing part. And then the graph turns around and it starts to increase. So now the graph is going up. So it's going up, it's increasing in the section between 1.5 and 2. So it's increasing on the interval 1.5 and 2. So the time is in between 1.5 and 2. And then the graph remains constant. It's not changing at all. So it's constant in between the next two. So it's constant from 2 to 3. So in between 2 and 3, the graph is constant. And then it flips around and it decreases again. So now the graph is decreasing from 3 to 4. So the graph is decreasing from 3 to 4. And then it starts to increase again. So it's increasing from 4 to 4.5. This is 4.5. So the graph is increasing from 4 to 4. From 4, t is the time is in between 4 and 4.5 hours, and then finally the graph levels off and it's remaining constant. So it's constant from 4.5 to 6. So that's the intervals on which this graph is increasing, decreasing, and constant. Question number 2 here is asking us to solve these. Well, we're solving for x. So the first one, we have a fraction. Well, we're going to do it the same way. We're not going to worry about the fraction until the end. So 17 equals 5 minus 1/3 x. First thing we know is we want to get x by itself. So we want to get rid of that 5. So we do minus 5, and we do that to both sides. So now we have 12 equals negative 1/3 x. Well, we have a fraction, so the way we get rid of the fraction is we multiply both sides by the denominator. So if I multiply this side by 3, I multiply this side by 3, I have 36 equals negative 1x, because these two 3's cancel out, left with negative 1x. And then we simply divide by negative 1, so x equals negative 36. When we look at number 3 here, well, when we go to solve this, we should notice that we have r's on both sides. So there's an r on the left side and r on the right side. So we only want r to be on one side. So we have to get rid of one of them. So if we decide to get rid of this 4r, we do minus 4r, minus 4r. So I have negative 12 equals 3r plus 17. Now I have r is on one side. We've got to get that all by itself, so we have to get rid of the 17. So we can do minus 17, negative 12 minus 17, negative 29 equals 3r. And the last step, divide by 3. So r equals negative 29 divided by 3. And I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. It doesn't divide evenly into it, so we can just leave it as a fraction. When we look at number 4, we have parentheses. So now we have one more step. So we have to distribute. Now be careful. I'm distributing a negative 5. So I do negative 5 times 2x, negative 10x. Negative 5 times negative 7 is 35. Now I bring down my 8. Change my color. So we bring down this 8 and we bring down this equals 6. So the first step is we just distributed that -5 into the parentheses. And now we can do one of two things. We notice that we have only one set of x's right here. So we only have this -10x. So we can combine the 8 and the 35, or we can just start getting rid of them. So if we start to get rid of them, if I just do -35, I do it on both sides. So now I have 8 minus 10x equals, and 6 minus 35 is -29. And now I can get rid of my 8. So I do -8 minus 8. So I have -10x equals -29 minus 8 is going to give me a -37. And then we can divide by -10. So x will equal 37 divided by 10. We can either leave it as 37 divided by 10 or 3.7. So the other way, we could have combined the 8 and the 35 together, and that would have just been one less step. Either way is perfectly fine. So when we get down to number 5 here, it's a multi-step equation. We have variables on both sides. We also have a parenthesis. So to solve the multi-step equations, the first thing we want to do is get rid of that parenthesis. And the way we do that is we distribute. So we want to distribute to 7 of both of these terms. So that's going to give me 21 minus 14x. Now I can just bring everything else down. So I have 30 plus equals 21 minus 9x. So the next thing I notice, well, when I just look at this, the first thing is 30 plus 21. Well, we know that 30 plus 21, written right here, that'll give me 51. So I have 51 minus 14x equals 21 minus 9x. And then we notice, well, I have x's on both sides. Well, I can only have x on one side, so we have to get rid of one of these. So I'm going to get rid of the smaller one, which is the -14, because -14 is smaller than -9. So I want to add 14x to both of these. And notice how I'm lining up my x's with the x's, x's with the x's. So I have 51 equals 21 plus, that's going to give me 5x. So now I ran out of room here, so I'm just going to draw an arrow over here and rewrite my equation. I have 51 equals 21 plus 5x. So now I got all my x's to one side, they're all together. So now I want to get x all by itself. So to get x all by itself, I get rid of the 21. Subtract that from both sides. 51 minus 21 is 30. So I have 30 equals 5x. Divide by 5, and 6 is equal to x. So now we know what the value of x is. When we continue on down here to number 6, it says Roberto was interested in how fast his new pet hamster was growing. At age 3 weeks, the hamster weighed 47 grams. At age 7 weeks, the hamster weighed 60 grams. What is the average weight gain per week of the hamster between weeks 6 and 7? So we want to find the average weight gain. So we're looking at the average weight gain. Well, we know that he's gained a total of, if we look at, highlight this. So he weighed 47 grams and then weighed 60 grams. So we know that he gained from 47 to 60. He gained, that's plus 13 grams. So we know that's how much he's gained so far. So he's gained 13 grams for our weight. And then when we look at the weeks, well, it's 3 weeks and then 7 weeks. So that's from 3 weeks to 7 weeks. That's a total of 4 weeks. So we know that he's gaining 13 grams over a period of 4 weeks. So what we did was we really found our slope here. So if it's 13 grams for every 4 weeks, so 13 grams for 4 weeks, so that's one acceptable answer. Or we could divide 13 out, 13 divided by 4, we would get 3.25. So he's gaining 3.25 grams per week. Now we have to bubble this in, so when we bubble this in, what we have to make sure is that we just don't start in the middle, so we either start on the left or on the right. So if I bubble in 13 divided by 4, 1, 3 slash 4. We move on. Question number 7. It says for items 7 and 8, solve for the indicated variables. So this time we're solving for W. So these are our literal equations. So we're solving for the variable W. So we don't do anything different. We want to get W all by itself. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get rid of that 2L. So to get rid of 2L is we subtract. So we subtract. So now we have 2W equals, well, we don't know what P minus 2L is, so we just simply write P minus 2L. And now to get W all by itself, we simply just divide by 2. So W is equal to P minus 2L divided by 2. And with question number 8, we have A equals BH plus C minus D. We want to solve this for H. So to solve it for H, well, B and H are connected here, so they're together. So what we notice is we have to get rid of this C, and we have to get rid of this D. Well, in order to get rid of the C, we have to subtract it. So we want to do minus C and minus C. So we're going to have A minus C equals BH minus D. Now to get rid of the D, we have to add it to both sides. So we have A minus C plus D equals BH. Now I'm going to write this over here because I have no more room. So A minus C plus D equals BH. Now B and the H are connected, so in order to get rid of them, they're connected, we need to divide. So we got to get rid of this B, so we divide by B. Now we divide the entire thing, so H is going to equal A minus C. Where's that? A minus C plus D all divided by B. Now items 9 through 11, it says solve each inequality and graph the solution set on a number line. So we want to solve this, so we solve it just like an equation. We're going to add 7 to both sides, so 6x is less than or equal to 24, divide by 6. X is less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to start with 4 in the middle, and it says less than or equal to, so I know that is going to give me a closed circle. And x is less than or equal to 4, so less than, numbers that are less than 4, 3, 2, 1, anything to the left of it. When we look at number 10, once again, we're just going to solve this just like an equation. We got x by itself, so we have to subtract 9. So negative 2x is greater than negative 20, and we divide by negative 2. Now, whenever we divide by that negative, we have to remember that inequality has to change. So we have to flip that inequality. So x, instead of being greater, x flips, and now x is less than 10. So we have 10, and it's just x is less than. So it's an open circle, and since it's less than, numbers less than 10, 9, 8, 7, they all go to the left. And with number 11, we have x's on both sides, so we have to solve this one. So we gotta get x's all together. So if we want to get our x's on the left side, we can subtract 2x. So we have negative 1x minus 6 is less than 5. Plus 6 plus 6, negative 1x is less than 11, divide by negative 1, x is greater than negative 1. Once again, a few things. I know that you guys like to get your x's on the left side, so that's why I got rid of the 2x. Alright, you can get rid of either one, it doesn't make a difference. And the next thing is make sure when you divide by that negative 1, that last step, you gotta flip that sign. That's the most important thing here. Got to flip our sign. So now we know it's a negative 11. Open circle because it's just x is greater than, numbers that are greater than negative 11. Negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, anything greater than that. Now when we look at number 12, it says Jared has some money in a jar. He says that he has at least $20 and at most $30. If X is the amount of money in a jar, write a compound inequality. Well, X is in between 20 and 30. So if the lowest amount of money he has is $20, and then the most amount of money he has is 30, we know that X is somewhere in between 20 and 30. We're not sure what it is, but it could be 21, it could be 28. It's anywhere between 20 and 30. And it says at least, well, X is greater than or equal to 20. And at most, well, that means it can't go over 30. So it's anywhere between 20 or 30. He can have 20, he can also have 30, so that's why it's less than or equal to. The average weight of an adult brown bear is between 550 and 600 pounds. Let W represent the weight of the average brown bear, write your inequality. So it's between 550 600 pounds. So here's W. W is between 550 and 600. So now it doesn't say it can equal them, so this is just simply the W is greater than 550 or W is less than 600, since it's in between these two values. So we'll stop here for the first part of our semester review.